Cindy, can you hear me? Oh, perfect. All right. So I'm sort of here on time, but at least I'm put together. Good morning, Candy. Good morning, Cindy. I appreciate all your feedback, Cindy. I guess I should slurp my coffee a little bit uh, quieter. I guess it's not going to happen. Okay, so for those of you that usually join my lives and in the mornings and know that I do um, tutorials in the morning, and that we have been doing our bucket hat. She's a little bit crooked this morning, which kind of like sums up my mornings. So this is the bucket hat that we did. Good morning, Janie. This is the bucket hat that we've been working on this week, that we did in the past 2 days. And I will say that TikTok is still being difficult. I'm still waiting for part 2 to process. So yesterday's video is still not up there. However, I think I found a way around that because it keeps telling me that it can't be processed due to technical errors. And then I keep trying again and it keeps giving me the same message. However, I do believe I found a way around that. So regardless, I should be able to, at some point today, I'm not quite sure when. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not quite sure when because it's going to take me some time. I should be able to get part 2 of this hat up by at least tonight. I'm not real happy about it because that's kind of been my, I've had like a routine now, so I've been able to do my thing and have like a schedule. So I'm not real happy about the glitch, but I guess I'm going to run into glitches. So being the Gen Xer that I am just going to improvise and find a loophole. Hey there, Tyler. So this is the hat that we worked on for the past 2 days. If you want to see the past tutorials, or the beginning tutorial at least, you can go to my website, NiftyKnotz. Subscribe to my channel, NiftyKnotz. Go to my playlist / podcast, NiftyKnotz Talk. And you will be able to see all the tutorials that I've done live so far. Do you mind calling me your bestie? I do not mind at all. When I upload this video, that's what I'll upload it as. I will use your TikTok username. Yeah, so today, so that was the bucket hat that we worked on, and it's rather a traditional bucket hat, which is the flat top on the top made just like a bucket, so with a little bit of a brim. It works. So that was the past 2 days, and today we are going to, it's not a problem, work on Bestie's pattern. And I'm just pulling it up so that I have it. Turn my volume down. I certainly don't need my volume up. Let me put my hat on the floor, and then we're going to jump into this, and I am going to go through the pattern row by row so that you guys can follow along with me. So the pattern that I'm using can be found at your_bestie. Here, I will put the link in my link tree when I'm done here. But this is the, let me see if I can flip this camera. Whoops, no, I don't want to flip the camera. I just don't want to mirror the video. Okay, so let's see. So I don't know. Nope, that's not going to work. It is, for one, I have to like, if I hold it down that way, there it is. Your crochet bestie. That is the pattern that we're using, and if you scroll down you can find his pattern in his videos. That was not it, but that is a picture of it. So that is what we're going to be using today, and that is the pattern. That's the best I can get it with you guys reading it. If you want to screenshot it, you can screenshot it. If not, again, I'm going to go through the whole pattern. So, that being said, let's start. I am going to actually use the same cotton that I used for the first hat because I have another ball of it. And I'm going to use, I asked my daughter, and dun, 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 she had a size 8 hook. So it's an 8mm hook. There you go. 8mm hook. This one is a boy hook, B-O-Y-E. Which, if any of you guys have followed me in the past, I like the Bates hooks, are my favorites. Susan Bates. Or I like the Clover hooks. Now, I know you're saying, like, the Clover hooks kind of look the same, but if you look at them side by side, they are a little bit different. This one has more of a notch in it than this one does. But I am going to give it a whirl. That's the exact hook to use. Okay. So I am going to give it a whirl. I do read comments and answer questions out loud because, again, I will upload this to YouTube when I'm done. Put my hooks, the rest of my hooks. This was the hook that I made for her. A little pouch. Maybe I'll do that as a tutorial one of these days. It was actually pretty easy. Holds all of her hooks. I actually made one for myself, and of course, true to me, I finished the crocheting part of it, and it still doesn't have a button. But that's par for the course. Sleeping in. Oh, honey, we're all entitled to sleep in. Good morning, Karen. I was just telling everybody that TikTok is still being difficult. So, oh, here's a blue 8mm hook. Is it the same one? It is the same one. I'll use this one, though, since my yarn's blue. And what does she have here? A 10mm hook. Ooh. She has some fun hooks in there. TikTok is still being difficult and still has not processed my second tutorial from yesterday. So, yeah, we might make that pouch one of these days. I'll see if I can find where I got it, because it was a pattern, and we'll go through it because it was a free pattern, so I don't mind going through free patterns. And yeah, maybe we'll do that next week because it is a nice little pouch there. And, you know, it's made out of yarn, so you can, like, stitch a piece of felt in if you wanted to put needles, or you could just slide your needles through, or, you know, make a little, for your scissors, if you have little scissors. I have little scissors, my unicorn scissors. They're not quite as pointy as a regular pair of embroidery needles, or embroidery scissors, regular embroidery scissors, like the stork scissors, would come to like a super fine. I know that looks like it's a super fine point, but embroidery scissors would all actually come to like a ridiculously fine point at the end so that you could pick your stitches if you wanted to. These don't have a super fine point at the end, but they work for what I want them for, which is just to kind of clip threads and have something small. So I recommend them if you just want something small to put in your bag to crochet. I don't necessarily recommend them for embroidery, and they were expensive, but they're pretty. They're probably full of lead, which is probably why I'm half crazy. But anyway, on to the pattern. Good morning, Arlene. Good morning, Karen Summerland. Is everybody having a good morning? I hope so. All right, so on to Tyler's pattern. And I will read it and go through step by step so we can finish this hat. Earl Grey today. That actually sounds good. I have a big bag, and I buy it in bulk, a big bag of English breakfast tea. And the only reason I buy my tea in bulk is because you can tell how chatty I am. I don't drink caffeine. I love my coffee, I love my tea, but caffeine just does not work for me. Okay, so let's jump into this pattern. Bergamot. Ooh. Okay, so you missed that part. TikTok's still being a snot. So it's still telling me it's trying to upload and process that video, Karen. It was, did your bucket hat video download? So it still is trying to process that video. And every time I go in, it'll replay it for me, but it won't process it so I can download it. But I kind of think I have a loophole, being the generation that I am, that I can improvise so I can still get that live and I can still download it. It just take me a little bit more time. So I'm hoping that they process this one okay so I can get it uploaded by this afternoon, and hopefully I can get the whole process done for the second part of yesterday's video done by this evening so that I can get that part up there as well, instead of my little blurb there that I put on my, if anybody went to go look for part 2 of that bucket hat, they got the little blurb that I recorded that I still couldn't get it downloaded. I'm going to try to fix that. Okay. So, jumping into Tyler's pattern for his hat, row 1 is a chain 3 and make a circle with 10 double crochets and then slip stitch into the last chain, which gives you 10 double crochets. So you could actually do that a couple of different ways. You could do the chain 3, you could do the chain 3 and then slip stitch the whole thing together, and there is a center in there, and you could do in the center of that crochet, you could do your 10 double crochets, or I'm just showing different ways that you could do this very first step, because different people. I am patient. Thank you very much for being patient. The Yarnologist, good morning. We are going through Tyler's bucket hat pattern, and I'm showing different ways to start it. The other method you could start for making a circle would be chain 2, and then in the second chain from the hook, can tell right now this might be a problem. Just because I'm so not used to these hooks. But that's okay, because this is the size hook it called for. So the other method you could use, if you, like he has it written, chain 3, make a circle, which would be slip stitching to the first stitch, and then double crochet 10 times into that circle. So the other way that you can do this is you can make your slip knot and chain 2. Make your slip knot and chain 2. That is a chain 2. And then into the second chain from the hook, do your 10 slip stitches, and I'll kind of show you. I have a longer tail for this method, and I'll tell you why. So I would, at that point, you would actually have to chain a couple to make up for your first double crochet. So I chained actually 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to use the first one as my double crochet. So I would put all 10 double crochets into this first stitch. Please be patient with me today with this hook, because it might take me a couple of rounds to get myself together trying to use a different hook. I'm going to do most of these. And then show you. Okay, so I have enough to show you with this method how you would then close your circle. So you're looking at the back of the work, which is where you would weave in your tails. And you see the chain also makes a big hole like that. And you could do this for the other method as well, for the chain 3 and make a circle. If you don't want this big hole at the very top, oh, that's okay. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you. Thank you so much, Arlene. We'll see how many times this hook flips out of my hands. So just like with the chain 3 method, and then putting your 10 double crochets into the chain 3, you're going to get that hole in the top. If you don't want that hole in the top, you can take this long tail that you left to begin with, and you can, these are just different ways, Tyler, Bestie, to start a circle. So this would be the back part of your work. And once you have all of your stitches in a circle, you can take this long tail and you can actually weave it through the stitches right along. I'm just weaving it through the stitches right along the entire circle. Thank you for all the likes. It's getting caught there on something. So you would weave that through all of the ends through the entire circle. So here's where you put your stitches into. Imagine like that's an entire circle. So you could weave them into that entire circle, and then when you pull it through, this is a good method if you don't like to do a magic ring. When you pull it through, you see it will pull all those stitches tight around that center. And if you have a whole ring of them, it will pull that whole ring tight around it, so that's a way that you can start your circles without having to do a magic loop or a magic circle or a magic ring. Everybody uses a different term, I think. So that's a way that you can start it with a chain 2 method and still pull it super, super tight. You would just go in and you would just weave through those ends like that. And that way you could pull it tight, and it gives you the same effect as doing that magic ring or magic circle. All right, let's see. I'm going to take this apart. Where is my strand? And then I am going to actually do this pattern exactly the way it's written. And I can't find where I wove that in now. Okay, there's a way to fix that. It's called a pair of scissors. oh so professional. But you know, when you're doing art or you're doing something like this and you're creating something, there really kind of is no professionalism. Your professionalism is more your etiquette than it is being professional, because creating something is just kind of like a process. Moon Silk. Today we are making Bestie's bucket hat. So if you go to Your Crochet Bestie, if you go to Your Crochet Bestie, I know it's backwards, you can find his pattern down here. So here, I'll flip it one more time, and then I'm going to get started. So, Your Crochet Bestie, and then down here at the bottom is his, I'm trying, come on, that is the pattern. And you can just pause the screen, or you can take a screenshot and you can have that pattern. You're welcome. It is, that's the username right there. I will put the username in I will put the username in the description when I upload this, and I will also either put a link or a shout out on my webpage so that you can click directly to his pattern. That way you would be able to find it. Okay, so back to the beginning. This is why I upload them as podcasts, because we just sit here and chatter. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to make a circle with those 3 stitches by just slip stitching them together, and then 10 double crochets. So I'm going to chain 3 to give me my first double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting the hang of it, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like this pattern because it's quick and simple, and quick and simple make for small sales, like $20, $25 sales on your table, without people balking too much about the price that they have to pay for something. So quick and simple sometimes is like really truly the way to go if you're looking for smalls on your table. And I still have my camera flipped, which is going to drive me crazy. Or mirrored. Okay, that's much better. All right, so I'm going to join that with a slip stitch to the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is the top of the chain 3. And I'm just slip stitching right into that top of that chain 3 to give me a circle. Put this down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing, because I know I have a tendency to hold it close to me. I have to have it close. Okay, so row 2, I'm going to chain 3, which I'm going to count as my first double crochet, and I'm going to put 2 more double crochets into that stitch where I joined. That gives me 3 double crochets in the first stitch, and I'm just going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because it kind of stretches out. I don't think I did it in the joining stitch. Okay, now I have it in the joining stitch. 2, 3. Okay, so that gives me 3 double crochets in one stitch. I'm going to go to the next stitch and I'm going to do 3 more double crochets. So all the way around I'm going to do 3 double crochets in each stitch. And that's going to give me 30 double crochets in that round. So the first round was 10 double crochets. The second round is 3 double crochets in each one, which gives us 30. And you notice I'm not really using my stitch markers because when stitches are this tall, it's easy to see where your first stitch is. When I'm doing single crochets, it's a little bit harder. Not to mention the single crochets, I can work in a spiral. So I would always mark the beginning of my spiral, whereas double crochets are a little bit taller, so you have to join them together as a round before you chain 2 for that height. I only put 2 in that one. 2, 3. That's what I get for trying to talk while I'm counting. Isn't row 3? 1. I'm on row 2. I'm only on row 2. I'm not that far. I'm a little bit slower with this hook. No, in your pattern it doesn't say 3 double crochet. It says I'm on row 2. It says chain 3. Oh, increase double crochet all stitches. 20 stitches. Oh, you guys are right. Is it really that early? You are right. And I end up with 20 stitches. I'm sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know people are going to go back and watch this. Are going to think I'm crazy. What? I have to take that out? Sorry, guys. Oh, that confused you. Just let me know if I'm doing something a little bit different. Or if I'm just not paying attention this early. Because it's a little bit, well, it's actually not really early. It is almost 10:30. Ooh, already. All right. So I should have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, so row 2 is 20 stitches. And then I'm going to slip stitch to the first one, which is the top of the chain 3. Row 3. I'm going to read it a little bit carefully now. Row 3 is chain 1, chain 2. I'm sorry, I did say I was going to read that more carefully. Row 3 is chain 2, 1 double crochet, and then 1 increase all the way around. and then slip stitch into the last chain, which will give me 30 stitches. So my chain 3, that's my 1 double crochet, and then my double crochet increase in the next one. So that gives me 2, 3. I have to go grab my ball. I'm not really falling over. It's just I need to pull some more yarn. If you have any questions about the pattern, you can go to Bestie's website or Bestie's TikTok there, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer any questions. Cindy, you're welcome. If you have any questions, ask me. Yep. That's one of the things that I do as a pattern creator. If I have questions, I let everybody know that if you have questions, just ask me. So again, I'm going to do 1 double crochet, and then I'm going to do an increase. 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch an increase. And that should give me 30 stitches around. I just have to loosen up my tension. If I loosen up my tension, this hook works okay. But I have such a tendency to crochet things so tightly. As you guys have seen. One in that one, increase in the next one. One in that one. I did say increase. You have those days when your brain just is not functioning for some reason. Increase in that one. One in the next. Increase in the next. One in the next. Increase in the next. I know I shouldn't say anything, but so far the hook hasn't flung out of my hand again. One in the next. I should buy myself some bigger clover hooks. I like the design as well. Like I said, this is like the perfect hat to make to put on my table, because it's going to use less yarn, less stitches, less time, so I can sell it at a little bit of a less price, and more people are inclined to buy things when they can not spend as much money. Okay, so increase in the last one, and I just want to make sure that I got my 30 stitches, so that's what I have so far. 2, 3, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I have my 30 stitches. So I'm then going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 3 starting stitch that we counted as a stitch. All right, there it went. And then row 4. Row 4 is going to be chain 3. So I'm going to chain 3 to start, and I'm going to count that as my first stitch. And row 4 is 2 double crochets, so that's 1. I'm going to count my chain 3 as 1, and in the next one I'm going to put 1. So I'm going to double crochet in the next 3, 1 double crochet in those first 2 stitches, and then increase in the third stitch. And then 1 double crochet in each one of the next 2 stitches, and then increase in the next stitch. And same way, 1 double crochet. In your double crochets, I'm using American terms, US standard terms, however you want to say it, but your double crochet would be yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. I probably should have done that with the first row. So there's my 1, 2, there's my increase, my 1, 2 stitches, and I'm going to do my increase. Again, my double crochet is yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And 1 in the next 2 stitches, 2 in the next stitch, or increase in the next stitch, 1 in the next 2 stitches, two in the next stitch. I crochet pretty fast, but I'm sure everybody at this point is crocheting faster than me. I will duet this. So again, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then increase. Still working my way around here. 1, 1. For some reason, the center of this ball is a little bit tight. And then increase. Bestie, it is not your pattern, it is me in this hook. And then increase. One and one and increase. 1 and 1 and increase. 1 and 1 and increase. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the end of row 4, and I should have 40 stitches. So I'm going to count here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and then the chain 3 at the beginning counts as 1, that's 40. So I have 40 stitches. So now I am going to, that's once, it should be a drinking game. How many times can I flip the boy hook out of my hand while I'm trying to crochet something with it? Okay, and then I just slip stitched into the top of that chain 3 there, and now you can see your rows pretty distinctively. 1 row there, 2 rows here, 3 rows here, 4 rows here. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I will call you whatever you want me to call you. You are doing great, sweetie. I don't know if that's me or if that's Tyler. These hooks are a little bit different to me because you have to have your loop a little bit bigger to pull through, because this is a little bit chunky around the edge here, whereas these are not quite so chunky. These are sort of like a hybrid between let me get a bigger hook. These are sort of a hybrid between this hook and this hook, if you can tell the difference. This hook is right in line, which is one of the reasons why they call it. This hook right here is right in line with this part here. So it's like a tube that they just kind of notch that out of. Should put a rubber band on that hook. Yeah, rubber band it to my hand. Whereas the same way with this one, like the shape of the top of it is the same as the shape of the top of this. However, if you look, the bottom part of this hook is the same size as the handle, but this one, this part of the hook is just a tiny bit bigger than this part here. So like I have to get used to pulling my loops a little bit bigger with this hook, and not just like fly through things and pull things as tight as I can. Okay, so we are on 1, 2, 3, 4. We are on rows 5 through 8. So 5 through 8 is going to be chain 3. That counts as the first double crochet, and we are going to double crochet those 40 stitches all the way around. So we're just going to go around even, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to hear me count. 6. 10. I'm going to lean back. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1, 23, 24, 25, 10 more to do. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 40. Great, so I have 40 all the way around for row 5. And this was my chain 3 that I'm counting as the first stitch. So I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that chain 3 to close it. And since 5 through 8 are just repeats, I'm going to do row 6. Grr. Start growling. There we go. And then I'm going to chain 3 again, which is going to count as our first double crochet over the double crochet, and I'm going to go around again. If you are not confident about counting your rows, so you can see my rows there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're not confident about counting your rows, you can use, I don't know where my clicker is, but I do have a clicker. You can click to keep track of your rows, or you can just use a piece of note paper and just make your tally marks each time you go around a round. That way you know which round you're on if you're not confident about counting your rounds. Okay, Mary, I'm going to bed. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a good night. Sleep well, and hopefully TikTok will process this video so that I can get it up. So I'm going to keep going around. This is round 6. And I'm just again going around even with 40 stitches. I am using just a regular worsted weight cotton. One strand of worsted weight cotton. The size and weight is 4, medium. So if you look on the back of the skeins, I know in the United States they're all marked with the weight of the yarn. Oh no. Oh, I thought the evil Sir Charles was coming to join us. See you in the morning, hopefully. Hopefully. I'll be here. It's like my routine. The last couple hours of my day, I'll sit and crochet. So I turn it on and chat with everybody that I like. My community that I've learned to love. You guys are awesome. And I'm not just saying that. the smile you put on my face every day. Just, I think my husband's happy about that. I did that one. Okay. So if you're not quite sure, you can see where that post is over that post. So I know I've made it around all the way. So I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that one. Ooh, and I made it loose enough to get it through this time. Yay! So that was row 6. And I have 2 more rows. So I'm going to chain 3 for my first double crochet. And then I'm going to double crochet around. There's only a few more rounds after that. So for those of you that are thinking this is like rather mundane, and you're not crocheting along, there's only a couple more rows. For those of you that are not just watching the tutorial, you can skip ahead if you'd like. Good morning, Meredith. Good morning, Trudy. So we are crocheting a beanie hat, or not a beanie hat, a bucket hat, from one of, it is a free pattern from one of our live viewers that join us frequently. It is, I will put the link to his. He has it uploaded as a TikTok video, so you can screenshot it if you wanted to. You're working on your granny squares. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do this evening and this afternoon, I think. Work on some more granny squares. I'm going to cut at least 2 more pieces of lining. For 2 more bags. I'm going to try to be good. Every day I'm going to do a little bit more for lining those bags, since I keep making them. What I should really do is just go out and get more fabric and just make a bunch of linings, so that when I make the bag, I have the lining ready to put in. That's what I should do, because they're all the same size. But that would be smart. That would be planning ahead. And I've gotten better at planning ahead. That would be a good idea. Oh no, Sir Charles. He likes to sleep in the bathtub, and I guess he just got kicked out. I'm getting there. Should I crochet fewer rows at row 5? Yes, if you want it to be shorter on your head, just crochet a row less. If you want it to be a little bit shorter. If you don't want it to be as long, just crochet a few rows less. You can always try it on after you've crocheted those rows and take a row out if you need to. Or you can crochet those rows and add a row if you've tried it on and you need to. Am I around to the beginning? Oh, I am around to the beginning. So, and you can see I've crocheted over this post and my chain 3's over that post. So I'm just going to single crochet, and that was, I do believe, row 6 for me. And I will need that to be probably a little bit bigger for my head. Did I still crochet like, oh no, that's actually good. I will need that the other row there to make it just a little bit longer. So I'm going to do the last row. If you guys give me, have you thought about making smaller bags? I can do that. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
No, that was my text from a couple weeks ago. I texted you at 4:30 in the morning saying police this morning because Josie was on the phone like she is every single night on the phone.
I said something yesterday.
Well, she doesn't care.
I said something.
But she just doesn't. I've said something to her. I've asked her nicely.
I said something. No, the text that popped up was, "Will you please do her laundry?"
Yeah, it's because Messenger is so scuffed. I'll see somebody's message and like swipe away the notification, which obviously means that I saw it. And Messenger will every single day be like, hey, remember, yesterday somebody sent you this message, 2 days ago somebody sent you this message, and it's like, listen, I'm ready to delete my Facebook account because of this shit.
All right, I'm back. Let me throw this piece out. Throw you out like the trash. I'm just kidding. Do you need to go outside, Charlie? I don't know what you're looking in there for. You're not getting any more peanut butter, and you have food and water. So move it. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go on. Go lay down. Back it up. Good boy. Go lay down. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We'll see if he actually goes to... Go lay down. He's sitting there glaring at me. One more round. All right. So again, a chain 3, and then just double crochet all the way around. We're almost done. Almost. This is my last round. Before, my last round before the brim. Because row 9 and 10 will work the brim. I have a blind wiener dog at my feet here, wondering what's going on, because she heard me get up and walk around. Getting better at this hook here. Head over my mouth. When I'm done making this, it seems like I'm going to have a bunch of cotton left in this ball. So when I'm done making this, I'm going to show you how an easy way to figure out, and a fairly accurate way to figure out whether or not you have enough yarn left to do a second one. I will demonstrate that when I'm done with this. I have 2 more rounds of this to go, just the brim rounds. Because you can see I still have a chunk of, which I like. Again, things that take up less yarn and less time, a lot of time are easy sells because they're not quite so quite as expensive when you put them on your table if you do markets. And this is my last stitch. Then I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that chain 3 as my double crochet. Oh, I did get it. Okay. So that is row 5 through 8. I'm just going to count just to make sure. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have 8 rounds. We are making a beanie pattern, or a bucket hat pattern, like sun hat type pattern, from, it's at your Crochet Bestie on TikTok. And I think that looks good. It's like right above my ears, and I think that's where I want it to be for a summer hat. It's like right, if I don't move my hands, it comes like right to my ears. Right below my glasses there, which I think is exactly where I want it to be. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Rebecca. Working on Tyler's bucket hat. So that's what I have so far. And then the next couple of rounds are going to be the brim. So we have 40 stitches so far. We just did rounds 5 through 8. Even is 40 stitches. Row 9 is going to be, whoops, I'm going to pull it out. Row 9 is going to be, I will put a link to this video with his pattern in my link tree so that you guys can find it if you want. Let's see here. Chain 3. So I'm going to chain 3. And then I'm going to double crochet in that same chain that I chained 3. And then I'm going to increase all the way around. So that's my first increase. And I'm going to increase all the way around, and I should have, wait a minute. Nope, sorry, that was wrong. Chain 3. Work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So that's my 1 double crochet for my first stitch, and increase in my second stitch. So you're working 1 double crochet and 1 increase all the way around. So 1 double crochet, 1 increase, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and 1 increase in the next stitch. And your increase is just going to be 2 double crochets. So 1 in one stitch, increase in the next stitch. 1 in one stitch, increase in the next stitch. Anybody want a dog? Yeah, I'm trying to give you away. I have to go let him out. At least try to. If he walks away from this door again, we might have to have some words. Good boy. All right, so we are on row 9 out of 10. It is 1 double crochet in one stitch, an increase in the next stitch. And we're going to work that around. It should give us 50 stitches. And then we have one more round to do after that. I might have to hit up Amazon for an 8mm clover hook because I like this. I should start putting the music on in the mornings. That way when I'm sitting here doing rounds that are just even rounds, I can, no, sorry, I have a 5-month-old toy poodle. Aw. I was just teasing it. I love him. I would never give him away. But I think I am going to let him sit outside and bark for a couple minutes.
He likes to.
He'll go out there sometimes and he'll get into like what I call gargoyle mode, where he'll sit like the Sphinx on the stoop and then just like look around and just like arbitrarily bark at something. A leaf, a squirrel, the wind. I think I'm almost around. I'm about halfway around. Again, this is row 9 I'm still working on, and it's 1 double crochet in one stitch, 1 increase in the next stitch, and working that all the way around. Your cat is on your box laying there next to you. It's meant to be 3 double crochets, then an increase. I'm only on row 9. Oh, it sure does say 3 double crochets and 1 increase. What the heck am I doing? How my brain this morning is just like, knots. Let's see what it looks like this way. It still gives me like a little brim there. Alright. Tyler, I'm glad you're still here because obviously my brain isn't functioning this morning. It's probably about as good as my hair right there. Okay, so that row 9 is chain 3, chain, and then 3 double crochet, 1 increase all the way around. Okay, got it. What is row 9 supposed to be? Three double crochets and then an increase. I'm reading it right from the screen. It says chain 3, double crochet 1, increase all the way around, and then slip stitch into the last chain should give you 50 stitches. I think I did that right. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, Oh yeah, if I just do, okay, so what should, okay, so, three double crochets and then one increase. So this should be round 9 should be, round 9 is going to be 3 double crochets and then one increase. Is that right, Tyler? I'm going to say yes, because if I count that out, that's what gives me 50 stitches. Okay. All right, starting this round again, I'm doing 3 double crochets and one increase. And one increase, and that will give me 50 stitches. The way I did it, it was giving me 60 stitches. Almost there. Okay, so um, no, don't feel bad. Yeah, don't feel bad. Um, so that chain 3 that you did does count as your first double crochet, and then you chain 2 more. So this counts as your first double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then your 2. And that brings you to the last one where you made your increase, and you're just going to slip stitch to the top of that chain there, and that gives you your 50 stitches. So that gives you your 50 stitches. The first round of your brim there, it's starting to flare out there. The next round of our brim is going to be the last round, and it's increase all the way around. So we're going to chain 3 as our double crochet, is our to start with our height. We're going to work a double crochet in the same stitch for our first, that'll give us the chain and the double crochet for our first increase, and then we're just going to increase around in every stitch. Okay, that's twice at least, maybe 3 times. All right, let the barking dog in, and then I'm going to go around the last part of the hat. Sorry about that, guys. Find out where I am. All right. Double crochet increase, and 1, 2, 3, all the way around. And then this is going to be the last round of the hat, which is round 10. And I'll show you how you can figure out whether or not you have enough yarn for a second one that's a little bit more accurate than guessing. About a third of the way done here.
Good morning.
Daughter, good morning.
Mother. Is it okay if Sadie comes over today?
Yes.
Of course.
Almost there. Oh, this dog, I don't know what his problem is today. You know, I've like skipped through some of my videos, and oh my god, All you hear is clack, 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 clack. Huff and puff, huff and puff, huff and puff. Whoever dubbed him the aggressively panting dog. It was such a perfect phrase. Almost. I'm a little bit more than halfway done. Getting there. Yeah, if you go to his profile page, he's got a video of it. You could take a screenshot. Tyler, is everything that you do free-handed pretty much? And then you write it down and take notes? The dog is tap dancing. Wish I was tap dancing. That's like my other hobby, but I didn't get to do it this year because of my hip. Although lately my shoes have been calling to me. It's just fun. All right, I'm almost there. Tyler, are you still here with us? You do basically everything freehand. Okay. Are you still here? Yes. Okay. Do you have an email address? Okay, do me a favor. Go to my, oh, yes, you're there. Do you have an email address? Don't give it to me here, but do you have one? Just yes or no. Okay. Go to my profile, go to my link tree, go to my website, hit my contact page, and put your information in there, and I will, so I can email something back to you. At some point today or tomorrow. I will not give it out. I will not keep emailing you. I will just simply, one time, I want to send you something that may be helpful to you. I should get around to it sometime today or tomorrow. You can't hear me? Can you guys hear me now? how do you do it? Okay, so if you go up to this profile here where it has my picture and you click on that picture, after you've clicked on that picture, you'll see underneath my profile there's a link. Click on that link and it brings up a list of links that I have. One of them says website. If you click on my website, yes, you can. You can do that. That would probably be easier. You can do that. Yep, just send it as a message. So here is finished. I like that. That's I think the next one I might make just a little bit, maybe one row longer, just so it comes down my face just a little bit for the sun. But that's how it's supposed to look. This is how it's supposed to look, right? I'm sure he jumped off to send me his email address. Does that work with iPhones? How would you get the brim bigger? If you were to get the brim bigger, let's see, he did 3 double crochet and 1 increase all the way around for row 9. I would then do 4 double crochet and 1 increase all the way around. If you wanted it even longer, I would then do 5 double crochet and increase all the way around. And then I would do my increase all the way around. It is meant to look good, not to save you from the sun. Well, I think it looks good. I like it. But that's how I would get the brim bigger if I wanted the brim bigger. So row 9 starts the brim and it's 3 double crochet and 1 increase all the way around. If you wanted to make the brim longer, and this is just me teaching how to freehand and like adapt a pattern. All right, you have a good night. Hey, wait, before you go, I just want to make sure. Whoops, there you go. This is how your hat's supposed to look, right? Do you like that? That's how that hat's supposed to look. I like that. I like that hat. Okay, you go to bed, and I'll chat with the girls here and let them know just how, if I were reading with streaks, so it's not as holy. I really kind of like it like this, though. I did it with 2 strands the last time. I did it with 2 strands the last time, and it was like super thick. Yeah, you can do it like that, though. And it was super thick, which people aren't going to want to wear in their on their heads in the sun. But I still liked it. That was still like a really nice pattern. I like that. Hey, Lacey. So yeah, just like with any pattern that I do, I will kind of, good night. I will show you how I would adapt this if I wanted the brim bigger. So row 9 is 3 double crochets and then increase, and repeat that all the way around. So if you wanted to make it bigger before you did the last round, instead of doing 3 double crochets and then an increase, you would do 4 double crochets and then an increase for the next round. for the next round, you would do, if you wanted it even wider, you would do 5 double crochets and 1 increase. So you would just increase one of your single double crochets. That doesn't, you would just increase one of your double crochets that you did in each stitch before you did your decrease. So you would have 3 for row 9, you would have 4 and then an increase for row 10, you would have 5 and an increase for the next row, and then you would skip to round 10, which is increase all the way around, which makes it wavy. Did that answer your question? Okay, good. Did it make sense? Because sometimes I like have a way of like thinking I'm not making much sense there. Yes, good. Okay, but that's how I would adapt that pattern if you wanted to make the brim a little bit wider and a little bit longer. So, yes, it does. Thank you, Arlene. I will do that. I have some other administrative things I have to do, like work on that video from yesterday that never got uploaded. Oh, thank you. And making sure TikTok uploads this or processes this video. And then I have a couple other things I want to do today that are a little administrative. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Again, this pattern that we did today, I will try to get the link in my YouTube channel in the description, but it is, let me turn my camera here so you can see it. It is, that is the username. This one down here on the bottom is the pattern that I used. And I will also put that information in the description so you guys can go back and you guys can follow that pattern. In the meantime, thank you everybody for joining me. Tyler, thank you for the awesome pattern. And some of you guys I'll see in the afternoon and the evenings, and I guess the rest of you guys and whoever's watching me on YouTube, you're welcome, Karen. Thank you. You're welcome, Karen. The rest of you guys that are watching me on YouTube, I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, I think what I'm going to do, I don't know, is make some granny squares and show you how I would put together a bucket hat with granny squares. So, posted the new video. Okay, we'll have to go back and look at it. I'll get there. So I think I might do that tomorrow and then Friday. So tomorrow I might do some videos. I'm making my granny squares, and I am using sport weight cotton for them. But you would be able to, if you don't have sport weight cotton, you can adapt it the same way. But yeah, I like them too. I'll have to see what I get done since my crazy obsessive mind has now like more squares for more bags. Thanks everybody for joining, and I'll see you guys this afternoon or this evening or tomorrow. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you guys very much.